call the annual reorganization meeting to order. May I have the reading of the Open Public Meetings Act statement?
Good afternoon. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting to council was provided by transmitting a copy of the meeting notice to the Madison Eagle and the Morris County Daily Record, posting a copy on the bulletin board at the main entrance of Borough Hall and on the borough's website, roadsnet.org, and filing a copy in the office of the clerk, all on December the 24th, 2020. Copies of said notice were made available to members of the general public.
And roll call.
Mrs. Vitale? Let me unmute. Miss Bailey?
Here.
Miss Byrne?
Here.
Mr. Hoover? I see Mr. Hoover.
Yep.
Ms. Cohen?
Here.
Cotton, you're muted.
Ms. Ehrlich?
Here.
I'm here.
Okay. And then we've lost visual on Carmela and
Okay, I'm going to start it all over again.
All right.
Let's see what happens.
all right, there we go.
There I am.
So since this is our last chance to say here, and we didn't hear it before, Carmela Vitale, are you here?
I am, yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Mayor is here also. I'd like to invite Reverend Monsignor George Hunt of St. Vincent Martyr Church to present our invocation.
George?
Got it. Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Asking me to give this prayer today. So good and gracious God, we come before you at this start of a new year, first with our gratitude. Thank you, Lord, for the light of love with which you led us through this past year. Thank you, Lord, for the goodness that you called forth in so many men and women who served their brothers and sisters in time of pandemic with courage, with dedication, and with steadfast care and compassion. Thank you for the inspiration they have given us with their lives, challenging us to be bigger and better in our own loving. And now, Lord, as we step into this new year, grant that we may carry with us that which we have learned in this time of challenge, that every person deserves to be seen and heard, that we were created for community, to be with and for one another, that the greater good comes from working together and focusing on what unites us more than what divides us, that differences are an invitation into greater understanding and more meaningful dialogue, that we are all neighbors, responsible for and accountable to one another, that we are all your children. Bless our good town, O God, and each person that dwells in it. Bless Carmela as she concludes her time on the council. And we thank you, Lord, for her dedicated service. Bless our mayor and all who serve our community, along with the council and leadership roles. May they use their gifts and talents to advance the well-being of the people of Madison and of our town itself, as well as other people and other places that need our assistance and collaboration. Reorganize us, Lord, according to your plan, into the best version of ourselves as the Rose City, Madison, New Jersey. Oh, great love, thank you for living and loving in us and through us. May all that we do flow from our deep connection with you and all beings. Help us become a community that shares each other's burdens and the weight of glory. Listen to our heart's longings for the healing of our world. Knowing you are hearing us better than we are speaking, we offer these prayers in all the holy names of God. Amen.
Amen.
God bless you all.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Father George. And I also want to thank you for your support in the community during this difficult year. Your words have set the tone for a new year, but during this tough time, your work with the St. Vincent congregation, your work with Tri-Town Cares, which I'll be talking about a little bit later, and the donation of the Waverly Christmas tree, we've enjoyed it so many. So thank you so much for being at Madison's side in 2020. And as always.
You're very welcome. It's good to be a part of this family.
I want to take a moment of silence for some Madison residents that we lost over the last few weeks. Anna Mantone McLaughlin was born in Morristown, March 8th, 1939, to late Samuel C. and Amelia Mantone. She was raised in Madison with her three brothers, Joseph, Louis, and Sam, and her two sisters, Nancy and Ray. She graduated of Madison High School. After graduation, Anna began her first career as a key punch operator. She ended her career as secretary to the Chatham Township Department of Public Works, and which she did many years prior to her retirement. She was married to her beloved husband, the late Peter McLaughlin, on June 10th, 1961, and the couple moved to Madison where they raised their children. Anna was a lifelong parishioner at St. Vincent Martyr and a member of the Rosary Society. She was active and dedicated member of the Madison community and believed in giving back to her hometown, which she loved dearly. She was a longtime member of the Madison Ambulance Corps Auxiliary, helping to raise funds for the Ambulance Corps, and longtime member of the Red Hat Society. In addition to her parents, she was predeceased by her beloved husband, Peter, her three brothers, Joe, Louis, and Councilman Sam Jiggs Mantone. Her brother-in-law, Brownie Esposito, her sister-in-law, Rita. She's survived by her son, Peter Jr., her daughter, Amelia, and two sisters, Nancy and Ray, and survived by two sister-in-laws, Fran Mantone and Joyce Mantone. Also 5 grandchildren and many nieces and nephews and great nieces and great nephews and many dear friends. And Joe Stockert, longtime resident of Madison, died from COVID-19 related illness on Thursday, December 17th at the age of 89. He survived by his beloved wife of 64 years, Martha. We all know her as Marty Stockert. 4 devoted sons, Craig, Paul, Thomas, and Stephen. 3 sisters, Mary, Rita, and Lydia. 6 grandchildren. Born in Dayton, Ohio in 1931, he was raised in a family of 8 children. After graduating from the University of Dayton, in electrical engineering, he was employed by AT&T Bell Laboratories, and before being commissioned and serving our country as a second lieutenant in the United States Army and serving in the Signal Corps in the post-World War II Europe. He returned from his service in the Army. He went back to Bell Labs, married his beloved wife, Marty, on April 7th, 1956, the day before I was born, and they settled in Madison in 1958. In retirement, Joe pursued a number of jobs that kept him active, including starter and ranger at the Morris County Pinchbrook Golf Course, and always smile there. And a true engineer, he loved math and science and worked as a substitute teacher for Madison High School, adjunct math professor, and a math tutor at Fairleigh Dickinson. Joe was also active in the Madison community. He was a charter trustee and instrumental in the Madison Community Pools Organization, construction and operation. He was a member of the Madison Planning Board for 5 years and active with the Madison Democratic Party, running for Borough Council several times over the years. And then Darrell Love, who lost his battle with COVID-19 and died on December 22nd, born in 1960 to the late Leroy Hayes and Dolores Love. Darrell was raised in Madison and was a lifelong member of the First Baptist Church of Madison. Joined the Army after high school, finished his basic training in Fort Dix, and completed 2 enlistments. He worked for Signature Flight Support, located in Morristown Airport, and everyone who knew him will always remember Darrell's smile, always greeting with a smile and a laugh. He leaves behind a daughter and 1 son, 2 grandsons, 6 sisters, and a brother. And on December 16th, we said goodbye to Brooke Plumstead, the daughter of Madison Police Sergeant Sean Plumstead, who died at the age of 10. Brooke was born with Canavan disease and demonstrated tremendous strength and bravery through every moment of her journey. She was undeniably sweet, special, innocent, and perfect in every way. Brooke had a special relationship with her siblings who loved her with all their heart, and she loved them with all her heart. She loved playing with her brothers and sisters, and she loved all things Disney. She loved swimming and being outside in the sun. She was survived by her mother, Liz Siciliano, and father, Sean Plumstead, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. And Richard Hanlon, 84 years old, died peacefully at Madison Medical Center on December 19th. He was beloved husband of Anne Hanlon for 53 years. Born in 1936, raised in Orange, he served as a volunteer Madison Auxiliary Police Officer from 69 to 73. He married his wife Anne at St. Vincent Martyr Church, and they lived in Madison throughout their 53 years of marriage. He's the father of Ruth, Richard, and Tara, and survived by his 6 grandchildren. Let us take a moment to remember Anna McLaughlin, Darrell Love, Joe Stockard, Brooke Plumstead, Richard Hanlon, and all those who we lost in the past year. Let us pass our thoughts to the families they have left behind. Thank you. Let us now please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll now have the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm sorry, the national anthem that's played by Jessica Vogel. That was beautiful. Jessica is the daughter of our borough engineer, Bob Vogel, who I know is proudly listening in on that. So Bob, if Jessica's not listening, please thank her. That was just very touching, very well done. And now we come to the point where we want to recognize some of our longtime volunteers, as this is not only a time to reorganize, but a time to look back to our past and thank those who have served for a long time. First, and I know she is in attendance, we have Tony DeRosa, who has served 12 years on the always busy Zoning Board of Adjustment. And Tony, anyone that knows Tony knows her love and dedication to Madison. And I know for every minute of those long meetings in your 12 years, you were guided by that love for Madison. So Tony, thank you very much for your dedication and service to your community. And I know we had dropped off a medallion at your house. I don't have a virtual one to show you, but thank you again for your service. I don't know if Bill Hutchison is on board here. Just taking a quick look. Yes, he is. Bill, good to have you tuned in here. Bill is stepping down after 6 years on our utility committee. This has been a very important and busy time for utility committee as we've shifted to the smart meters, looking to the future, look towards solar. So Bill, your insight has been greatly appreciated, and thank you again for serving for 6 years on the Utility Advisory Committee. And also on the Utility Advisory Committee and stepping down this year is Kevin Williams, who served, don't see him on board here. Well, actually, there's KW, so I'll assume that that is Kevin Williams. So Kevin, hopefully you are listening and appreciate your service for 5 years on the Utility Advisory Committee. And also, it should be noted that the reason he is stepping down is not only is he a Madison resident, a dedicated volunteer on the advisory committee, but he's a Madison firefighter who will be retiring in the coming year. So we wish you best of luck in your future endeavors. And lastly, we have Brad Kramer, who has, I don't see Brad here, served 14 years on the Downtown Development Commission. And most of those years were as the treasurer. Downtown Development Commission, so I'll note later, has been tremendously active in keeping our downtown vibrant to the point that as we entered 2020, it was probably the most vibrant that we had seen in decades. So Brad, we thank you for your dedication to DDC, especially keeping track of all that money. And we appreciate your always being on the side of being conservative on how to spend it in the most possible, the best possible way for the Borough of Madison. Okay. I want to, we're going to share some special messages from a few guests, but I want to recognize a few guests that are in right now. And if I miss anyone, I apologize as we're sorting through all the people logged in. But I know we have Sheriff Gannon on board. So Sheriff, thank you for joining us. I'm probably not the first, but maybe among the first to be able to call Typhoon Selene a county commissioner. As of yesterday, the title freeholder has been retired. So Typhoon, good friend and resident of Chatham Township. So we're looking forward to you being sworn in as a county commissioner for your first full term and serving Southeast Morris County so well as you have. And then we have Morris Township outgoing mayor, Kathy Wilson. She'll be continuing on the committee as she'll be sworn into another term in their reorganization meeting. So Kathy, thank you for joining us. And Kathy has been part of a group of mayors that I pulled together early on in the pandemic for weekly calls to make sure we coordinated our efforts. And that was along with Mayor Thad Kobalars of Chatham Borough and Mayor Mike Kelly of Chatham Township. So Kathy, thank you so much for your work as we did so much together. And now we will bring up a few. And we also have our new judge for our joint court, Judge Jonathan Rosenbluth. As Gary Troxel retired after many years, Jonathan will be the Honorable John Rosenbluth will be joining our joint court in the new year. And we're looking forward to the continued success of the best joint court in the state. Now we'll bring in some special messages to special guests.
Hello, Madison. Governor Phil Murphy here. I am honored to be a part of your reorganization program, albeit virtually, and I thank you all for your leadership in taking these necessary steps to stay healthy. So the campaigns are over, the election was free and fair, and every vote was counted. And so today, the hard work of governing is renewed. I know that Madison will continue to be in good hands with your mayor, Bob Connolly, with Councilman John Hoover and Councilman Bob Landrigan. I also want to congratulate Council President Carmela Vitale on her retirement and express our gratitude for her many years of public service. Across New Jersey, our foremost goal is to pull together to move our communities out of harm's way from this pandemic and on to a stronger, fairer, and healthier future. We're all in this as one, and I am committed to being your partner in your continued success. So may God bless each and every one of you. I hope you all stay safe and healthy. And if we all keep working, I know we'll be able to be together again very soon. Again, thank you all and Happy New Year.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me here to say a few words. I'd like to congratulate Mayor Conley for all his hard work throughout the entire year, and it's been a really tough year, as well as the Borough Council. The constant dedication to the residents of Madison make it no wonder that Madison was voted New Jersey Town of the Year. You work to assist businesses and residents with electric rebates to get them through this tough time. You've expanded outdoor dining, held outdoor concerts and events, some of which I was lucky enough to attend. You've established the Small Business Recovery Grant Program through the Main Street Foundation. We face so many challenges right now, so seeing how you've come together and worked hard to support everyone has really been a bright spot. I also want to say congratulations to Councilman John Hoover on your re-election and Robert Landrigan on your election. I'm looking forward to working with you as we continue to work hard to support Madison. Finally, I want to say thank you to Carmela, who, bittersweet, is retiring after more than 15 years of service to our community. Anyone who knows Carmela knows how much she loves Madison and the people of Madison. It's what's driven her commitment to public service, and we are all the better for her years of dedication and deep understanding of municipal government. Women like Carmela have inspired the next generation of women in politics to get involved, so I want to really thank her for her service to Madison. Thank you again for having me, for your work for the residents, and I wish you all a healthy and safe start to the new year.
Well, hello, Madison. And by the way, John, congratulations. God bless you. Bob, hey, you're back. You just walked in to see that look upon my face, but thank God you're back. But a big loss, Carmela. One of the nicest, friendliest, and dedicated to Madison. She loves Madison. I'm gonna miss her, not seeing that face smiling at me, but have a happy, happy retirement, Carmela.
We have a couple of more guests that are here virtually in person, so I'd like to call up Assemblyman John McKeon and Assemblywoman Mila Jacey.
I have no idea if you guys can hear or see me. Can you? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Oh, that's terrific. I just tell you that in all of this chaos, how much that I personally miss Madison. Whether it's not that bucolic ceremony, Arbor Day, or whether it's not, here comes the fall at Bottle Hill Day. It's just been such an important part of my life for the last 10 years. And I want to thank you all for allowing me to be a part of it and for the great role each and every one of you play in making such a great town. And of course, to John and Bob, the heartiest of congratulations. And Carmela, just heard my colleague, Senator Cody, note it, and he put it quite eloquently. I really have a great love for you. And I think you know that. From the time that we first met, you took me like a sister by the hand and ran me around those events, and we're just so warm. And although we don't get to see each other that often, just know that you're in my heart for those 10 years and will be from now and forever. So God bless to you, the entire council, and the great township of Madison.
Thanks.
Woman Jacey, welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good afternoon, everyone, and Happy New Year. When we were redistricted 10 years ago, I received notice of an event at the Hartley Dodge Memorial Building. I had to look up where it was and what it was. And in fact, I remember saying, this is such a beautiful place. We could have meetings here. I never could have imagined how welcoming Madison would be, and the many friends that I've been so fortunate to make over the years. You've made me feel right at home, and I'm grateful to all of you. Mayor Conley, you run a wonderful town. It's been named the best place in New Jersey to live many times, and that's a testament to your efforts and collective efforts of those with whom you serve and work. Congratulations to our newly re-elected council members, Hoover and Landrigan. Bob, it's like you've never been gone. Remember, gentlemen, with Maureen, Astrid, Deb, and Rachel, we not only still have an all Democratic council, but the majority are women. Yeah. Leaving is what brings me here today. My colleagues, you've already heard from, the Gov and John, gave me the honor of thanking you, Carmela. The services that you've given to Madison over the years on the council for 15 years as president and in all your other endeavors is incalculable. You are truly a hero to me. And I know, Sal, your children and grandchildren are all as proud of you as we are. And I'm sure they're looking forward to having more time with you. But knowing you as I do, I have no doubt you'll manage to still keep very busy. You may be leaving the council, but we will continue to rely upon your institutional knowledge, wisdom, sense of humor, and unfailing ability to put things into perspective. Ray, you're not allowed to call Carmela more than once, maybe twice a day. And Carmela, I treasure our friendship more than you will ever know. And I do believe it will continue. We're all better for having you in our lives. And I thank you for all you've done for Madison, for me, and for the 27th District. I would like to read just a portion of the resolution that I have the honor to present. Relax, everybody, just a part. That by Senator Cody, Assemblywoman Jacey, and Assemblyman McKeon, this legislature hereby lauds Councilwoman Carmela Vitale, pays tribute to her meritorious history of fortitude, leadership, and dedication, and extends sincere best wishes for her continued success and happiness. And as many of you have heard me say before, it's suitable for framing, but given the financial status that we're in this state, you'll have to do that yourself. I wish you Godspeed as you begin your next chapter, Carmela, and I hope that we can get together in person sometime soon over brunch.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for everything you do for us too. Appreciate it.
Isla and Don, hopefully you can stay on for a few more minutes to, as we talk about our good friend Carmela, and thank you so much for taking time to joining us today.
Absolutely.
As I'm getting emotional already, but anyway, as Councilwoman or Congresswoman, Councilwoman Mikey Sherrill said, this is a bittersweet moment, and let's be clear, we are not saying goodbye to Carmela, we are saying thank you. So what I'd like to do before I step away from the dais to join Carmela in the council chambers, I'd like to have some of our council members share their thoughts of having had the pleasure to work with Carmela over these years. Astrid?
Oh, thank you, Mayor. Carmela began her council career in 2003. Then on January 1st, 2009, Carmela stepped down from the Madison Borough Council, having served 5 years. She received a beautiful proclamation and a chair. We wished her well, but I knew I would miss her terribly. Fortunately, Carmela missed us too and returned to the council in 2012 to again serve the town she loves. Now, when I look at Carmela's record of service, here, this is just the council service, 5 small print, 5 pages of it. I see a list of accomplishments she did for the residents of Madison to make their lives easier and to make Madison a better place. She pushed for online banking with the borough. She fought for an elevator for the senior center. She was instrumental in putting COVID protocols in place at Borough Hall. Every year, Carmela volunteered to be the liaison to the Patriotic Celebrations Committee. She strongly supported our veterans and their service. She helped to improve Veterans Park at Cadorsa Way with pavers, plantings, and new seating. But that's not all. She's been a liaison to absolutely every committee in town and even outside of town. So for me, Carmela has taught me a lot about our town and about life. Her insights have helped me to do my job, and she's become a very dear friend, and I will miss her greatly on the council. But the good news is Carmela and her husband, Sal, will still be here living in Madison, and I know how to reach her. Best of luck to you and Sal. Enjoy your family and friends. You deserve it. Thank you, Carmela.
Thank you. Thank you, Audrey.
Maureen?
She's unmuted.
You're muted.
Carmela has been so much more than a colleague over the last 4 years or so. She's been a true mentor. She leads by example. She will call and nudge you if she thinks you need to be nudged. I'm in awe of what she's accomplished, and I truly appreciate being able to work with her over the last few years. I know she's not going anywhere. She promised me that she would continue to take my phone calls. So I look forward to working with her, and wish her all the best in her retirement.
Thank you, Maureen. Thanks.
Thank you. John Hoover.
Thank you, Mayor. I can't top anything that anybody has said about Carmela, but I will say this. To say that Carmela is an inspiration is an understatement, a drastic understatement. I will always remember and be grateful for the example you set, the tireless work and effort you exhibited during your entire 15 years on the council, your intelligent insights, and for the astute questions you asked, and for the care you showed to all of our seniors. Thank you, Carmela. I wish you the very best as you move forward.
Thanks, John. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Deb Cohen.
How do I thank you for all the invaluable advice you have given me the past 2 years? Whether it was the background of an ongoing issue, who to contact with my questions, or most importantly, when to step back from an issue completely. Your thoughts and opinions were and will continue to be invaluable because I too have your number and know where you live. You have always, and I have to drop cookies off for Sal. You have always looked out for what is the best for Madison, and your leadership on so many issues has been amazing. You will still get those questions from me. In addition to your council advice, you have become a friend, someone I can count on and confide in, and I look forward to many more years of lunches, hopefully not socially distanced outside, and friendship. Thank you so much for everything you have done, both for me and for Madison, and congratulations on your next steps.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you.
And Rachel Ehrlich.
Carmela, as a first-year council member, I've been so lucky and grateful for your leadership, your wisdom, your advice, and above all, your signature blend of straight talk and diplomacy, which you always deliver with such grace and good humor, that anything you have to say always seems so balanced and so thoughtful. And everyone receives your suggestions and your input with, with grace. So thank you, Carmela, for modeling leadership and the way to think about issues, the way to talk about issues, and just for being a great example. I've been lucky to serve with you for 1 year, and I hope to continue to learn from you as we hopefully partner together to serve Madison in the years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you.
Thank you all for sharing those comments. What we have done today in this virtual meeting is we have our council members that are taking the oath of office today spread out through the building, and we have Carmela down the hallway. So we're going to take a moment to bring Carmela into the council chambers, because it's certainly the place to say farewell and thank you is the council chambers, where she has spent so many hours away from the dais and join.
Okay. Oh, okay.
very clear request, and that was no proclamations.
Right.
But Carmela knows that I have not always listened to you.
That's right.
And I've often gotten in trouble for not doing that. But we go back so many years, and I wouldn't be here without you. So we had to do it. It is not the traditional type of proclamation. But another thing is this is, I wrote this version. So it is a lot different than what we presented before. Because as Osprey pointed out, if we did the traditional one, which normally has all the committees and everything served on, we would be pushing the ceiling to floor with the whole thing. And another reason I need to present with the proclamation is you've been my proclamation buddy all these years.
That's right.
As whether it's a 100th birthday, a 90th birthday, or any other milestone, Carmela has joined me because her love of Madison residents and being the guy I would forget to bring, or not even think about bringing roses. And so we would get together, and we've had so many special ones. Probably the most special was Ruth Russell, as we lived decades here in our town, and it was a true joy to know. So here is the proclamation, and I apologize, I'm going to read the whole thing, as I mentioned before I wrote it, so I go to. So whereas Carmela Vitale expressly stated that she did not want a proclamation, but not to recognize her on this day would be a travesty. And whereas Carmela served on the council for 5 terms, having been first elected in 2002, and whereas Carmela Vitale fought for all residents of Madison, but especially will be known for the support of seniors and those in need. And whereas Carmela truly appreciated the hard work of the great employees of Madison, singing their praise at every possible time. Whereas Carmela Vitale served in so many roles during 15 years that they cannot all be listed here, but suffice to say, she did it all. And she gave each committee the attention they deserved. And whereas Carmela had a special connection to the Patriotic Celebrations Committee, partnering with the committee to make sure those who served our country and gave their lives will never be forgotten. And whereas maybe her most important role, which we've already mentioned earlier, was to take new council members under her wing to ensure their success from day one. And whereas she provided great support to Mayor Bob Conley, including running with him when he was first elected council member, and again when he was first elected mayor, always providing advice, counsel, and most importantly, her wisdom. And whereas after 15 years of service on the council, Carmela Vitale leaves Madison in a far better position, and these council chambers will never be the same. And whereas we appreciate the love of her life, Sal, sharing Carmela with the residents of Madison. Now, therefore, I, Robert H. Conley, Mayor of Borough of Madison, and with all the current members of the council, on behalf of the residents of Madison, do hereby extend sincere appreciation to Carmela for her service on the Borough Council, and wish you success in retirement.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I won't get in trouble. As is tradition, we have computer box. Partly Dodge on there. Your home, your second home.
My home away from home, right? Thank you very much.
Beautiful. And I know another request you had was not to give you another chair, but this is a little different. This is a rocking chair, so that you can enjoy it in retirement. And we have a matching one coming for Sal, so you can be on the front porch. Keep an eye on what's going on in that.
Yeah. Oh my God, thank you so much.
And I'd like to say I made sure I went out and bought the roses, but you have roses, but I didn't get them for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Okay. Thank you.
And if this was, if this was a usual year, we would have a packed council chamber, people overflowing in the rotunda.
probably everyone out in Madison standing and cheering. So with that, thank you, and I'll let you well.
I get to kiss you again. I wanted to say a few words. I did ask the mayor and the council not to do a proclamation because it goes on and on and on sometimes, and it just, you know. But in a few minutes, I'm going to be able to say congratulations to John Hoover. Is he in here yet? No. And Bob Landry. So usually at this time, you know, the mayor reads a proclamation with everything that about the boards and committees that a council member has achieved during their tenure. I had asked not to do that, but this is absolutely lovely because it's written by my friend, Bob Conley. Well, for me, it's been 15 years and I can't even venture to remember all those committees. So I asked the mayor if I could just say a few words of thanks and whatever. Hoping I can get through this. Very emotional today. Looking back, if you noticed on the Zoom, I was sitting in the committee room and I would very often sit there during our executive sessions and look up at the photos of the mayors and the councils who came before us. The mayors and the councils who decided to elevate the railroad line, those who worked with Chatham Borough in 1915 to create a joint meeting to build sewer lines, those who fought to keep our electric and our water utilities internal, benefiting the residents of Madison to this day. I fondly remember Betty Baumgartner developing the DDC and working to make the historic downtown a beautiful place to stroll and shop. We all owe a great deal of thanks to those people who came before us with great insight to make Madison what it is today. I want to remember the wonderful people in Madison who have worked, who worked and who now work for the borough. Here, I always sense pride. I was fortunate to work closely with most of these people during my tenure and to get to know them on a personal level. Their dedication and love and respect for this town is always evident. Ask anyone how they are treated when requesting assistance, and you will hear glowing reports of how the employees of the borough go above and beyond. So I need to say thank you to all of our employees, past and present. Thank you for loving this town and taking such good care of the residents. I want to single out two people. I can't forget Ray Cody and Jim Burnett standing here for their help over the past years. They work tirelessly for Madison, and they are the best. I humbly say thank you for your guidance. You've earned my respect and love, and it's an honor to have worked with you, both of you. Thank you so much. My work over the years could not have been done, and we would not have achieved the successes over the past 15 years without the outstanding residents who volunteer on various boards and committees. I encourage anyone to consider participating in volunteering on boards and committees. It's not always easy, but rewards definitely outweigh any downsides. Our municipal pool, dog park, walking trails, our playgrounds and recreational fields, parks are just few of the accomplishments of the volunteer committees. Thank you, and my wish is that you continue to bring your energy and visions so Madison remains a great town. We're proud of our legacy in Madison. I've often heard of an undercurrent regarding those who were born and raised here and those who chose this town to live and raise their family. Being born and raised here doesn't not make you more in love with Madison than those who chose to live here. Respect, tradition, and pride are critical as we look forward to the future. And as I have referenced earlier about the people who came before us to make Madison what it is today, that is what makes everyone a true Madisonian. In closing, I want to acknowledge the mayors and the council members with whom I served over the 15 years. We agreed, we disagreed, we worked tirelessly and grew to respect one another and build friendships on both sides of the table. These are my rewards for serving the people of Madison, and it's been a great honor. It's always warmed my heart to know that I was helping the people of this town that I truly love. I will definitely miss sitting in the seat, but 15 years is a long time. It's time for Sal and me to move on to the next chapter of our lives. It's time to fully enjoy our children, our grandchildren, and to enjoy our home in South Carolina during your long, cold winters here. But it will always be Madison first for me. Lastly, thank you, Mayor Conley, for your friendship and being a great mayor of this council. It was an honor to work with you. The next few years may bring some challenges, but the people of Madison can feel confident in knowing that this is a tough team. They will do what is necessary to keep Madison strong. There's a saying that some people come into our lives and quickly go. Others leave footprints on our hearts, and we are never, ever the same. For me, it is Madison and its people. You have left an indelible footprint on my heart. God bless you all. Have a wonderful and, most importantly, healthy new year, and may God continue to bless America.
Call up Bob Lambergan. And Kamala has one more official task. She's going to hold the Bible. Please raise your right hand.
What's the best way that he can be seen?
You can stand over on that side. Okay. And repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Robert Landrigan,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully
impartially,
and impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
Council Member of the Borough of Madison,
council member of the Borough of Madison,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
I further solemnly swear
I further solemnly swear
I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
to
the same and to the governments established in the United States
and
in this state
under
the authority of the people. So help me God.
So help me God.
Welcome back, Bob. I will call up John Hoover and John's family. All right, raise your right hand, left hand on the Bible. And repeat after me. I state your name.
I, John F. Hoover,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties of Council Member of the Borough of Madison, according to the best of my ability. I further solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On your second term.
Say comments? Yeah. You can say a few words. 3 thoughts come to mind today for me: gratitude, faith, and hope. I am so very grateful for the people who worked so very hard to support our campaign for Borough Council: Dave Luber, Maria Slaybaugh, Alex Jennings, and Christine Preston, and many, many more. Their intelligence, creativity, articulation, and relentless persistence were above and beyond. I am thankful to have been able to work with my high-quality, independent thinking colleagues on the council, to the borough staff particularly, and to the tireless efforts of all the volunteers who make this town work and to be the #1 place to live in New Jersey. This year was both a blur and clearly defined major events, not the least of which were the pandemic, the drastic economic impact on so many people and businesses, the election, and the challenges which followed, and by the many instances of social injustice and bias. But our community stepped up and helped. I have faith in our scientists to eventually pull us through this crisis and to do the right things. I have hope that we will overcome prejudice, that we will continue to improve our environment and sustainability, and that our economic condition will excel. Thank you. Thank you.
I forgot to allow our returning Bob Lanigan to say a few words. I just happened to say a few words, and then we'll.
Okay. First, I want to say thank you for everybody being here. You know, I lived in Madison for 35 years before having to leave for a year. But when I was away, I kept track of it on social media. And what I found it to be is a town full of wonderful, supportive people. And when I got back, I felt right at home again. So thank you to everybody here. But I'd also like to take a moment to talk about Carmela. When I first ran for council, she ran on one side, I ran on the other. And we were both elected. And right from the beginning, she took me under her wing. She mentored me, she worked with me. If I ever stepped out of line, she would give me a smack in the back of the head to get me going in the right direction. You know, a few words do come to mind when I think of Carmela: integrity, honesty, caring, and a sense of history of this town which nobody knows and nobody else will ever know. And I relied on it, and I hope to God that I'm able to fill her shoes as best as I can. You know, a local paper, when we ran together a few years ago, dubbed us the Dream Team. Well, it was my dream and a welcome dream to be able to serve on council with Carmela and to call her a friend. So thank you very much, Carmela, for everything.
Thank you. We're going to give Bob a chance to get to his workstation, and we will be reconvening.
Okay, I think we are all in our positions. Can I have roll call by the clerk?
Ms. Bailey?
Here.
Ms. Byrne?
Here.
Mr. Hoover?
Here.
Ms. Cohen?
Here.
Ms. Ehrlich?
Here.
Mr. Landrigan?
Here.
And the mayor's still here.
And the mayor's still here. Sorry, Mayor.
That's all right.
Twice. Okay.
This is very tough act to follow. I could just say you've heard it all, and Carmela could not have said it any better, and I couldn't say it any better than what Carmela did. But I will try, and so I want to thank all of those who have joined us virtually, and all the special guests that came in, either with a message that they sent ahead of time or joined us live, and those that any elected officials that may be listening right now. I want to congratulate John Hoover and Bob Landrigan for your election and returning to the council, and of course to Carmela for having served an amazing 5 terms over 18 years for the Borough of Madison. So this Thursday at midnight, we said good riddance to 2020. The year that started with wildfires in Australia and the news of a spreading pneumonia-type virus in Wuhan, China. We were quickly into a worldwide pandemic, changing the way we would live, devastating our economy, and with so many of us losing friends and family. We were then faced with the killings of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, and Breonna Taylor, reminding us that it is long overdue for our country to address social injustice. Added on top of this was a national election. No matter what your affiliation, it caused added stress in a difficult time. When the horn on this building sounded at the stroke of 12 on New Year's Eve, we were so ready to say goodbye to 2020 and start a great new life that 2021 would bring. And then we woke up yesterday morning and it hit us. That's not how it works. And I'm sorry to say that the new year is nothing more than an arbitrary point in time. In fact, the new year was celebrated 24 times, every hour on the hour. So how special can it be? Now that I've probably ruined your day, let me tell you what a new year is really about. It is time to look back on the last 12 months, to celebrate our successes, and to learn from our shortcomings. It is not the time to erase 366 days. Yep, it was a leap year, just to rub in a tough year in our faces. It's a time to take our lessons and work towards a better 2021 and future years. Let us look back on the year that we want to forget and remember what we did well. As we already heard from Congresswoman Cheryl, Madison rose to the challenge. It is these difficult times that our residents step forward with innovation and generosity. Here are just a few examples. FLAG, the Frontline Appreciation Group, working with Chatham, providing meals for frontline workers, but also supporting local restaurants. An anonymous donor supporting the weekend meals for the 100 families in the school food program. Food drives and distributions conducted by the First Baptist Church and Wind in the Spirit. The Madison Eagle Christmas Fund, with a record year of fundraising through generous donors. The Madison Main Street Foundation Small Business Grant Program, raising nearly $200,000 and distributing 54 grants. $50,000 came to the foundation from the work of the Downtown Development Commission. While there was no Bottle Hill Day in 2020, previous years and other events supported this effort. The Frontline Sewing Angels, another multi-town effort, received national attention as volunteers sewed masks to cover the shortfall in PPE. The volunteers of the Madison Ambulance Corps, who in normal years put in so many hours as our first responders, the risk of pandemic did nothing but strengthen their dedication. Residents gathered peacefully to bring attention to racial injustice. The innovation of Boxcar, who created a weekly contact-free food sale, provided a mechanism for distributing food to those in need, and brought us to drive-in movies. The Madison Housing Authority celebrated its 50th anniversary, a legacy of providing affordable quality housing in Madison. We also thanked Lou Riccio on retirement and his 45 years of leadership. Our police, keeping us safe through all these difficult times, working with the residents to build community and providing support for their rallies. Our firefighters, who were recently praised by homeowners after a major house fire for their efforts on not only saving the structure, but doing everything possible for the family during and after the disaster. And then the fire and police department together for reaching out to Santa and working with the Toto family in creating Operation Santa, saving a great Christmas tradition. And if you didn't see it at the beginning, it is a must-see to see the video that was produced by Madison resident Paul Morgan on Operation Santa. Those are just a few of the examples of what we can do during difficult times. But let us not forget what borough government was able to do in 2020. In reference to our electric department, I have often said it is the work that is done quietly during the sunny days that prepares us for the storms. That is true with working through a pandemic. Over the past years, we created 2 positions in the borough. One was the Director of Business Development, and the other was Communications Coordinator. Both were important positions at the time, but were invaluable during 2020. Director of Business Development, Lisa Ellis, managed a small business grant program, provided vital information to our businesses, and not to be missed, was able to fill storefronts during a pandemic. Communication Coordinator, Michael Pelessier, pushed out vital information to all our residents, produced my weekly messages, and kept us on top of all that related to the pandemic. All this work was recognized statewide. Madison performed so well that I should mention each and every employee, but that is not possible. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention 2 more people. Marlene Dolan, our public health nurse, our own Dr. Fauci. From the start of the pandemic to now, she's been putting in endless hours, leading the contact tracing, providing vital information, and staying on top of the latest trends. And Marlene was supported by our full-time volunteer, Board of Health President Eric Range. Eric could be found every day at the health department, doing whatever it was needed to support the cause. Excuse me. "2020 also began with the annual budget process and the discussion about surplus levels. It is this surplus from the sound fiscal management of this and previous councils, with the guidance of CFO Jim Burnett, has put Madison in a position to weather these storms. The proposed tax increase at the time was cut in half, and targeted rebates were provided to residents who had lost income through job reduction or job loss, and businesses that were trying to survive the shutdowns. And just as neighbors helped neighbors in Madison, we did the same. Recognizing the pandemic was not just a threat to our physical health, but shutdowns, job loss, and isolation in the first half of the year was creating mental health issues. I pulled together a group of mental health professionals, clergy, and community leaders from Madison and the Chathams to address this growing issue. The group evolved into Tri-Town Cares and continues to address mental health issues, not only related to the COVID-19, but also racial injustice, election-related stress, and now the holidays that we couldn't do with our family and friends. We also helped our neighbors to recover from IS. As for the most part, unless you lived on Maple Avenue, the storm was a minor inconvenience in Madison. This was not the case for our neighboring towns. Our electric crews, working with the JCP&L, helped restore power to Morris Township, Florham Park, Chatham Township, and Chatham Borough. This effort not only helps speed the recovery, but enhances our ability to partner with our neighbors in the future. All right. I wouldn't argue with you if you want to call 2020 the year from hell, but hopefully We go into 2021 with the knowledge that Madison is stronger than ever. There was so much last year that was out of our control, but Madison excelled in what was in our control. We wear masks, avoid gatherings, keep our social distance, and most of all, we take care of each other. The role of vaccines is a reminder that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We're still many months from moving towards normal, and it's going to be a new normal at that. To wrap up, and yes, 2020 came to an end, so will my message. Just a few things as we look to the future. We have managed fiscally for this rainy day. The 2021 budget will be a challenge with shortfalls from 2020, particularly from utility revenue. We must understand the office world has changed. People will return to business campuses, such as the beautiful Giralda Farms, but working remotely, at least part-time, is here to stay, forever changing the office climate. Small liberal arts colleges like Drew University were under financial stress before the pandemic, and 2020 just added to that stress. We will need to work with Drew so that they can come out of it stronger. And lastly, prior to our pandemic, our downtown was probably the strongest it had ever been since the pre-mall days of the 1960s. Many creative ideas came out of the virtual innovation roundtable I hosted with Lisa Ellis. Some of these ideas were implemented on a temporary basis, and we will look at what we can implement permanently, such as expanded outdoor dining, supporting a unified platform to promote local businesses, and the creation of a pedestrian mall. Now, if it makes you feel better, go ahead and kick 2020's butt out of the door. But remember, it has made us stronger for whatever 2021 brings us. Thank you for joining us all online today, and thank you all for our virtual guests for sharing your messages. And a special thank you to our elected officials and volunteers who have stepped forward to serve Madison, the best place to live in New Jersey, not this country. To all, a happy and healthy new year. Great. Let me just read what's here. Just a second. Sorry.
Thanks.
There we go. I don't have Carmela keep me organized here. All right, can I have a motion for council president?
Mayor, I would like to nominate Maureen Byrne to the position of council president.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Congratulations, Maureen.
Thank you.
And may I have a motion for the council bylaws for 2021?
I move the bylaws be adopted as the bylaws of the governing body of the Borough of Madison for the year 2021.
Got a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Noted, unanimous. We'd like to make the following appointments for council standing committees for 2021. Community Affairs, Chair, Deb Cohen, backup, Rachel Ehrlich. Finance and Borough Clerk, Chair, Austria Bailey, backup, Maureen Byrne. Health, Chair, Bob Landrigan, backup, John Hoover. Public Safety, Chair, Maureen Byrne, backup, Bob Landrigan. Public Works and Engineering, Chair, John Hoover, backup, Deb Cohen. Utilities, Chair, Rachel Ehrlich, backup, Austria Bailey.
Mayor, I move the confirmation of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Note unanimous. And I would like to nominate and ask for council confirmation for the following official capacities. Joint Municipal Court, Judge Jonathan Rosenbluth. Borough Attorney, Matthew J. Giacobbe. Housing Officer, Michael Fitzpatrick. Zoning Officer, Dennis Harrington. Deputy Zoning Officer, Daniel Buckaloo.
Mayor, I move confirmation of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Please note unanimous confirmation. I'd like to make the following appointments that are not subject to council confirmation. To the Environmental Commission, 3-year term through December 31st, 2023. Richard Daly, Ann Huber, Joan McCary, Brian Monahan, Stephen Stocker, Claire Whitcomb. A 2-year term through December 31st, 2022. Frida Malik. And expired term through December 31st, 2021. Kirsten Wallenstein. And 1-year term through as chair through 2021 is Claire Whitcomb. And Huber will serve as planning board rep, and John Hoover as council liaison. And to the Historic Preservation Commission. 4-year term through December 31st, 2024. John Forte, Class C. Chris Kellogg, Class A. Carmen Toto, Class C. 2-year term through December 31st. Max Hart, alternate 2. And 1-year term as council liaison through 2021. Austria Bailey. And to the planning board as a 3-year term through December 31st, 2023. Ann Huber, Class 4 Environmental Commission rep. And 1-year term through December 31st, 2021. John Forte, Class 2 official, other than governing borough official, other than governing body. And I would ask for the council to make a appointment for the planning board.
Council President, so we move the appointment of Austria Bailey, council liaison Class 3 to the planning board for a 1-year term through December 31st, 2021.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Rachel.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, it was unanimous. All right, and I will like to make the following appointments to special positions requiring council confirmation. And these are all through 1-year term through December 31st, 2021. Board of Education Liaison, John Hoover. Chamber of Commerce, Deb Cohen. Borough Historian, Scott Spelker. Housing Authority Liaison, Austria Bailey. Joint Meeting Council Representatives is actually, we've got a misprint here. Maureen Byrne as Personnel Vice Chair and Austria Bailey as Finance Personnel Committee member. Joint Municipal Court, Maureen Byrne as and Austria Bailey as members. Madison Community Pool, Deb Cohen as liaison. Museum of Early Trades and Crafts, Maureen Byrne as liaison. Madison Area YMCA liaison, Bob Landrigan. Shared Services Committee, the Board of Education, Mayor Bob Conley, John Hoover, and Deb Cohen. I ask for a motion.
Mayor, I move the approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It was unanimous. And I will now ask Councilwoman Bailey to make the following mayor's appointments, and I will get a sip of water.
Okay. To the Board of Health, 4-year term through December 31st, 2024, Eric Range. Unexpired 2-year term through December 31st, 2021, Benjamin LaFiere, alternate 1. 1-year term through December 31st, 2021, Robert Landrigan, council liaison. Community Garden Advisory Committee, 3-year term through December 31st, 2023, Michael Barrasso, Lynn Macagano, Margaret Eckler Malachek, Stephen Stocker, Sandra Clark, Maureen Hofflin, and Kirk Mole. 1-year term through December 31st, 2021, Maureen Byrne, council liaison. Complete Streets Committee, 1-year term through December 31st, 2021, Mayor ex officio Robert H. Conley, Public Safety Council Liaison Maureen Byrne, Engineering Council Liaison John Hoover, Borough Engineer Robert Vogel, Director of Public Works Ken O'Brien, Madison Police Rep Lieutenant Joseph Longo, Board of Education Representative John Eschman, Public School Representative and Director of Business Development Lisa Ellis, Resident Mark Chalonzio, and Resident Kirk Oakes.
Mayor, I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
All in favor? I'll try that unmuted.
Aye.
Aye. That was unanimous. All right. Will Council President Byrne please make the following, announce the following mayor's appointments.
To the Downtown Development Commission, 3-year terms through December 31st, 2023. Melanie Tomaszewski, owner, merchant, landlord. Peter Fleming, Senior, Planning Board Representative. Thomas Honahan, Resident Representative. Deb Starker, MACA Representative. Peter Tashima, At-Large Representative. For a 1-year term through December 31st, 2021, Deborah Cohen, Council Liaison. To the Library Trustees, 5-year term through December 31st, 2025, to Thomas P. Bittinger, Trustee, Thomas Heller and Putis, Trustee. To the Local Emergency Planning Council for 2021, Mayor Robert H. Conley, Council Liaison Maureen Byrne, Administrator Raymond N. Cody, Assistant Borough Administrator and CFO James Burnett, Borough Engineer Robert Bogle, Construction Official Russ Brown, Director of Public Works Kenneth O'Brien, Electric Utility Superintendent James Mattina, Fire Chief Louis DeRosa, Health Officer Michael Fitzpatrick, Medical Representative Marlene Dolan, Board of Education Representative, Senior Citizens Advisory Representative Tom Honahan, Auxiliary Police Samuel DeMarzo, Madison Eagle Gary Herzog, Madison Chatham Joint Meeting Sewer Superintendent Chris Manick, Drew University Representative, OEM Coordinator John Rafter, OEM Coordinator Police Chief Darren Datchison, OEM Deputy Coordinator Public Information Officer Lieutenant Joseph Longo, OEM Assistant Coordinator Mike Shagru, Pharmacist Frank Ionarome, Public Information Michael Pelletier, School Research Officer Vincent Galgano, and Secretary Christy Keel. Mayor, I move the approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Please note it was unanimous. Will Mr. Hoover please announce the following Madison mayor's appointments?
Yes, Mayor. Madison Alliance Addressing Substance Abuse, 3-year term through December 31st, 2023. Tricia Armstrong, Tori J. Sabatini, School Rep. P.O. Vincent Galgano, Law Enforcement Liaison, Juvenile Officer, MPD. 1-year term through December 31st, 2021. Robert Langigan, Council Liaison. Master Plan Committee. Austri Bailey, Council Member. Rachel Ehrlich, Council Member. John Morris, DDC Member. Dave Luber, HPC Member. Kathleen Cacavel, MEC Member. Melissa Honahan, OS RHPA Member. Ann Huber, Planning Board Member. Tom Lewis, former Planning Board Member. Joseph Santoro, Zoning Board Member. Patrick Rowe, At-Large Member. Municipal Audit Committee. 3-year term through December 31st, 2023. Thomas P. Bittinger, regular, 1-year term through December 31st, 2021. Austri Belli, Council Liaison. Open Space Committee and Historic Preservation Advisory Committee. 3-year term through December 31st, 2023. Melissa Honahan, Madison resident. 1-year term through December 31st, 2021. Debbie Mantone, Parks Advisory Committee Rep. George Limbach, Planning Board Rep. Ross Snyder, Recreation Committee Rep. Brian Monahan, STMB Representative. Kirsten Wallenstein, Environmental Commission Representative. Mayor Robert H. Conley, ex officio. Austri Bailey, Council Liaison. Parks Advisory Committee, 1-year term through December 31st, 2021. Thomas Salaki, Chair. Kathy Coulter, Secretary. Paul Alaco, Rebecca Bertrand,
Debbie Mantone, David Miller, Dan O'Brien, John Taylor, Jeffrey Thomas, and John Hoover as council liaison.
Maureen, you're muted.
Yep.
I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Please note unanimous consent. I now ask Ms. Cohen to announce the mayor's appointments for the following individuals.
Thank you. For Patriotic Celebrations Committee, 1-year term through December 31st, 2021, Ron DiBiase, Helene Corlett, James Amos, Peter Fleming, Thomas J. Granato, Wayne Henderson, Ann Lawless, Thomas Medius, Michael Piano, James Savage, Victor Schumacher, Joseph Nestor, Post Commander, American League, Post 43, Robert Landrigan, Council Liaison. Property Maintenance Emergency Committee, 1-year term through December 31st, 2021, Construction Code Official, Health Officer, the Board of Health President, Board of Health Member, John Hoover, Council Liaison and Chair. Recreation Advisory Committee, 1-year term through December 31st, 2021, Stephanie Burke, Little League Baseball, Dave Carver, Softball, Nino Caviello, Football, Zach Ellis, Ex Officio Recreation Director, Megan Garrity, Field Hockey, Tony Giro, Ice Hockey, Christopher Holland, Basketball, Bob Macchignano, Soccer, Tom Packey, Wrestling, Shannon Salomon, Girls Lacrosse, Chris Lutz, Boys Lacrosse, Suzanne Whitehorn, ADA PPEC Rep, Ross Snyder, At Large, John Hoover, Council Liaison.
Mayor, I move the approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Please note unanimous consent. I now ask Ms. Ehrlich to announce the following appointments requiring council confirmation.
The Safety Committee, the Borough Administrator, the Borough Engineer, the Chief Financial Officer / Assistant Borough Administrator, the Electric Utility Superintendent, the Fire Chief, the Health Officer, Madison Chatham Joint Meeting Superintendent, the Police Chief, the Personnel Director, the Recreation Director, the Director of Public Works, and Maureen Byrne, Council Liaison. To the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee, Joan Finelli, Grace Papagiannis, Marlene Dolan, Thomas Honahan, Elwood Kirkeslager, Doris Costello, Kay Shaler, Phyllis Fleming, Christian Isola, and Deborah Cohen. To the Shade Tree Management Board, a 5-year term through December 31st, 2025, Eugene Krakovia and Alan Andreas. And a 1-year term through December 31st, 2021, John Hoover. To the Affordable Housing Settlement Task Force, Mayor Robert Conley, Austri Bailey, Rachel Ehrlich, Patrick Rowe, Mark McBride, and Carmela Vitale. Thank you, Carmela, for continuing in this role.
I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
I have all in favor? Sorry.
Aye.
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 Please note unanimous consent. I now request Mr. Landrigan to announce mayor's appointments for the following individuals requiring council confirmation.
A Sustainable Madison Advisory Committee, 3-year term through December 31st, 2023. Peter Freed, Judy Honahan, both regular members, 1-year term through December 31st, 2021. Board of Education Representative. Joan McCary, Environmental Commission Representative. Ken O'Brien, Director of Public Works. John Hoover, Council Liaison. Utilities Advisory Committee, 3-year term through December 31st, 2023. Mark Harangi, regular, 1-year term through December 31st, 2021. Rachel Ehrlich, Council Liaison. Zoning Board of Adjustment, 4-year term through December 31st, 2024. Mary Sue Salco, regular, unexpired 4-year term through December 21st, 2021. Anthony Delano, regular. Unexpired 2-year term through December 21st, 2021. James Foster, alternate number 1 member. 2-year term through December 31st, 2022. Christine Tiratelli, alternate 2 member.
Mayor, I move approval of the foregoing appointments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Please note unanimous consent. Is there any communications or petitions?
None received, Mayor.
Thank you. And now this is for all those who've been so patient. Time for public comment. As always, we ask that you try to keep your comments to 3 minutes, but you will be given a 1 minute grace period and stop at 4 minutes. The way you can speak is by, if you're online, just click the hand to raise your hand. And if you're on the phone, you would hit *9. Once you are recognized and unmuted, the first things out of your mouth should be your name and address. Failure to state that may result in you being muted or disconnected for security reasons. And then you may start your comments. And again, under the guidelines of try to keep them to 3 minutes, but 4 minutes. For those, so anyone wishing to be heard, please raise your hand. Seeing none, I close this part of the meeting. And now move on to the consent agenda resolutions. Will the clerk please read the statement?
Consent agenda resolutions will be enacted with a single motion. Any resolution requiring expenditure is supported by the certification of availability of funds. Any resolution requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. All resolutions will be reflected in full in the minutes.
Maureen, you're muted again.
Sorry, I move resolution 1-2021 to resolution 37-2021.
Second.
Any council discussion or any that need to be pulled?
Mayor, I'll be abstaining for resolution R32, 2021.
A roll call vote, please.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Ms. Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mr. Landrigan?
Yes, with the exception of R32-2021.
All right, before we move to adjournment, again, I want to wish everyone a happy new year, even with our mask environment. And maybe our goal will be that phrase, "You're muted," will become history by the end of the year. So with that, Bob Landon, would you like to make a motion to adjourn?
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Happy New Year all. Take care.
Happy New Year.